In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your Upstream oxygen sensor, so one that goes on the exhaust manifold on this Toyota Corolla. Let's get started. Now behind the engine, between the firewall and the engine itself, you'll see the exhaust manifold as well as the O2 sensor that we have to unplug. Let's start with that. Press on this tab, and as you press it, pull the electrical connector out. That should disconnect it. Now we just have to unthread it off of the pipe. So let's grab the oxygen sensor socket, slide it over just like that. Grab your tool of choice and break it free. Now a lot of times these are very tight, so keep that in mind. Okay. Make sure the wire isn't getting all tangled up. So I was hoping I could get the oxygen sensor out completely this way. It's getting stuck though. So what I think I want to do is, since we have to remove this shield anyway, let's remove it now. That'll give us better access to the base of the sensor. There are 4 12mm bolts. The lower ones are a little rusty. We'll get to those in a minute. For now, let's remove the 2 top ones. Got a socket on there, an extension, and pull them right out. Just make sure the socket is really well seated on there. Yeah. Well, since these are about to break anyway, let's just finish breaking them. There we go. Shield removed. Be careful of these wires. And just pull it right out of the way. Okay, now be careful of that, but we at least have much better access to the O2 sensor. The wires are not damaged, everything is still good. So let's finish unbolting it. I'm gonna spray a little rust penetrant on the threads here. Hopefully it'll make its way in, maybe, maybe not. And I'm gonna grab a 22mm wrench instead of my O2 sensor socket, just so I can work it back and forth a lot easier. Now that it's broken free, I don't need the leverage and the grip. All right, I think I have to put some heat into it because it's clearly getting more and more stuck, and I don't want to damage the sensor. And heat, as long as you apply it right to the base of the threads here, will not damage the sensor. It will actually help it break free. Let's apply some heat gently. Again, I don't want to damage anything. I just want to get this nice and hot so that the threads can expand and hopefully let go of this sensor. Try to focus on heating up the threads, the base, and the manifold pipe, not the sensor itself. Oh. There it is. Let's get the O2 sensor in before the shield goes on, because it'll be a lot easier to thread it on now as opposed to later. Okay, that's nice and snug. Slide the shield on, but make sure the wire for the O2 sensor goes through. Put the mounting bolts on. They're 12 millimeter. Let's tighten this up. Make sure this is nice and snug, otherwise it'll rattle around as you drive, and obviously that's not a pleasant sound. All right, let's connect the oxygen sensor. Plug it in. Make sure it clicks. All right, that's secured. Now that everything's back together, turn on the engine, let it run in a well-ventilated area because it will create a lot of smoke. That's because the exhaust has some oils on it. And then after it's done smoking a little bit, take it for a test drive, make sure everything's good, and there you have it.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.